and welcome to the tutorial for the DIY God Saves Queens bra and panty. We are doing a Madeline remix and using the Tonika free pattern, bralette and panty pattern, to do our own version of this very Instagrammable bra and panty swimsuit as well. I first came across this bra, this style, this brand on Instagram, and I've had it in my mind, like wanting to do something on our that's just like more on brand with us. Really like their design, not knocking their God Saves Queens. So finally came the time, but I know that all of you are like, wait, how did you do that? What pattern alterations did you do? So in this quick video, I will be going over that. Really easy, and I hope that encourages you to try the Tonika bra and panty pattern, which is free, really beginner friendly. So the first thing that you will do, I will start off by saying there are no pattern alterations to the front or the back. Yay! So the only pattern alterations that you will need, and it's really not pattern alterations, it's just cutting up the pattern in different shapes and adding seam allowances. You will only need the front bralette, which the Tonika, the front bralette is the back bralette, yippee, and then the front panty. So the first thing that I did was that I copied the front and back bralette, so I made it on the double. Since it is asymmetrical, whatever you do to one side, it won't apply to the other side. And what I did, honestly, is I just took the God Saves Queens bra and held it up on my phone and was like, what am I going for here? A couple things that I wanted to mark was, one, I wanted to mark where the bust darts were, or where, not bust darts, I'm sorry, where your apex is, because wherever your cutout is, you don't want your nipples showing. Maybe you do, I don't know. But for this tutorial, we're gonna spare nipple show through. So I marked where the nipples were on the front bralette. And then I marked the center front, which was right here. And it looked like from the inspiration photo that it wasn't centered. So I made this about 2 inches to the right and then 1 inch to the left. And then, so once I marked the bottom points, I marked the top points on the armhole. And this is about 1/2 inch wide. And I just eyeballed it. And the way that I work is I usually eyeball it and I use little dots. And to create the shape. And I kept doing that until I wanted a shape that I liked. And then I used my French ruler and I made a shape that I wanted. And I'm doing this really haphazardly because I already have the final thing that I'm gonna show you, but just to give you an idea of the process of it. Okay, so I created a curve that I really liked, and then I did the same thing for the panty. Is that step one was that I copied the panty so that it wasn't on the fold, so that was total. And then I just created my shape. And one thing I did consider was that on the bra, if it swooped down like this, how did I want it to swoop on the panty? So if you will see here, it swoops right here. And then it swoops right here. So I want it to be asymmetrical and not swoop down. But the great thing about DIY is that you can make a decision. So if you wanted to do your opening here, your cutout, you totally can. So once I marked my shape, what I did is I cut along those lines. Please don't mind my disgusting cutting mat. It is like this because we use it all the time. It's better than a cutting mat that goes unused. So we use it a lot. So this is why I cut along that line. And this became my front bralette piece. The only thing you have to do is you have to add seam allowances to each portion. Same thing for the panty. And you can play around with the shapes. So if you want a little more straight, I know the God Saves Queens on the panty, it's a straight cutout. It's not curved like ours, but I will leave that up to you. So that was our shape. And then you'll just have to add seam allowances, 1/4 of an inch, and that was it. Now for sewing. So all the sewing steps will be the same as the Tonika. So there are no really alterations to the sewing steps. The only thing is that at the beginning, you'll have to attach this. So what we did is we sewed this with a straight stitch, pushed the seam allowances to one side, serged it, and then did a zigzag stitch so that the seam allowances wouldn't show through. And then we just proceeded with all the directions in the Tonika. So super quick tutorial, and I hope that because it's super quick, it doesn't seem very involved, and it gives you the confidence and the courage to make your own God Saves Queens /Madeline /Tonika remix. Thank you for watching.